Guys, it's been 2 weeks since I made this video, why I'm selling my crypto altcoins, and the whole market has completely crashed since. Please watch this video to the end because it's going to be just as important as the last video I made about this. And there's so many different things going on now, and I think we have a lot of data that actually shows us where the market is going to be going over the next few months or year. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these videos, and let's get into it. So I made this video 2 weeks ago, or just over 2 weeks ago, 22nd of January, why I'm selling my crypto altcoins. Now I've made two similar videos like this. One was in March 2024, and then January 2025, we had 10, maybe 12 different signals that were indicating that we were coming to some sort of a local top. Who knows whether it's going to be the actual top? We were definitely coming to some sort of local top, and then the market completely crashed shortly after this. If you look when I posted this video, guys, Solana was at 254. I said it's closing below resistance. We're getting loads of smart money selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Solana on chain. It was very alarming, right? There was loads of other signals, but there was so much smart money selling around these sort of prices that it indicated that we were going to have some sort of correction or pullback. I think a lot of tokens are down. I sold 50% of my portfolio, so I've already sold 30% back in March when we had that massive altcoin season. I took 30% off the table, but then I recently sold 50%. I was planning to sell 30%, but the data looks so bad that I decided to sell 50% of my remaining portfolio. And since then, it's been a massacre. I mean, AI16Z was over $1 when I sold, so that's down over 70%. I mean, it might even be down 80%. From where we took profits on that, or sorry, sold our bags on that, because AI16Z, I don't even believe I was in profits on that purchase. Based AI, sold that. I think that's down 70-80%. Solana is just absolutely capitulating right now. It's down from almost $300, so it's almost had a 50% correction. So absolute massacre, guys. We made an absolute killing. Not only did I take profits on a lot of my portfolio, which obviously saved me a huge amount of money, I also shorted the market and made over $150,000 in just a couple of weeks by taking short positions. So not only are we making money on the way up, right? We bought in the bear market, we're DCAing out as we go into the bull run, we're taking profits. We can also short and make money on the way down, okay? So not financial advice, do your own research. Investing in crypto is highly risky. This is just my strategy. This is just what I'm doing. You can lose all your money in crypto. So yeah, now we've got that out of the way, let's get into it. So you can see here we shorted BTC, XRP, $26,000 there. I'm not showing this to show off, guys. I'm just showing you this because a lot of people say they've done a lot of things and they don't actually post their gains. So 20,000 there on another short, 10,000 there. Let's actually have a look at this and see. This was XRP. That was the XRP short. This was the BTC short, so $26,000. And what happens after these things happen, after you have these massive sell-offs, is you usually get a bounce, you usually get a relief rally, because retail tend to short when things are going red, right? Not even just retail. Most humans, when things are green, when things are rallying, when things are pushing to the upside, most humans tend to get bullish. Vice versa, when things are red, when things are going to the downside, most people get bearish, especially retail, and that's where they tend to short. So I did take profits on these trades, luckily, because we had some massive wicks back to the upside, liquidating all of the late shorts, and a lot of prices came back to their original support levels that were lost. And now we're starting to see another correction. We actually entered some more short positions quite near the top again. So I actually shorted BTC around, I think it was around 90. When did I originally? So I shorted BTC at 98k, almost 99k. Took profits and then re-entered another short around 99k, which is now printing as well again. So absolutely crazy few weeks if you're shorting. Now, a lot of channels, so this was around the time I made the video, Becca was posting a good job panic selling your one shot of generational wealth right before the biggest altcoin season in history, and then we found out obviously we didn't go into the biggest altcoin season in history. We actually went into one of the biggest crashes we've seen. So a lot of social media was bullish. Carl the Moon, this is not the top for Bitcoin, people buying, mega pump incoming, followed by an epic altcoin season. So even the biggest accounts in crypto were super bullish at the time when we were selling, when we were shorting and taking profits. You don't want to miss this train, crypto banter. Now, I'm not calling these guys out. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. I have made mistakes before. I'm just saying that we had so many different signs that we were going to see a correction. And most of the market was bullish, right? Most of the market was bullish. Solana was at all-time highs. Sui was at all-time highs. Bitcoin was pushing up, trying to push into all-time highs. And nearly everyone in the space was bullish. Okay, so that's another sign that we are going to see a correction. And the smart money on chain were taking profits. So whilst everyone on socials was bullish, the smart money were actually selling and taking profits. And we saw this trend shift from smart money, and we got in just before this massive wick to the upside. You see where we had this massive wick? We could see the trend was shifting. We took profits on our portfolios and flipped short and made an absolute killing. And the smart money guys still have not really deployed back into the market. So this says to me that they're still scared and they're still expecting more downside, which is why I'm still staying in my short positions. Okay, so what else do we have here? So this chart I've been looking at recently, which I'm liking this more and more, guys. I really am liking this more and more. There is too many points of confluence on this chart for me to ignore this anymore, okay? And you know the reason I don't like this is because I don't like charts that look at 2021, 2017. We're in a completely different cycle. We're in an institutional cycle. I do not like looking at charts from that long ago. But I cannot deny that this is moving incredibly strange, and history seems to be repeating on this chart. So here you can see tap point to the top side, tap point, tap point, tap point, okay? And if you look at the monthly, it tapped this yellow line twice on each. So twice here, twice here, twice here, twice here. The odds of that happening are already wild, okay? Especially on the second month, the rejection is absolutely wild. Now this is interesting. Look at this trend line here. It actually also lines up with our resistance point, the support line from last bull run, okay? So we came down to this, and we came down to this, and then we broke through and went into bear market. Now look at this line here, okay? One touch, two touches, pushing to the upside. It's very similar to last cycle, a lot of these charts. We also tapped the downside multiple times, and then when we came into a bear market, we came back to this level. And I'm now kind of wondering, are we about to see this same move play out again? Okay, are we about to see this same move? This is April coming into May, and I've told you guys what happens in this space. A lot of the time when you're going into selling May go away, it tends to get front run. Everybody doesn't just sit and wait to sell in selling May go away, right? People start to take profits before. This is why we took profits last cycle back in March. I should have it here somewhere. So we started to sell last cycle back in March, April, selling some crypto. As you know, or as you may have seen in my videos, I'm expecting a pullback after or into the halving. Now I'm noticing many people talking about selling after the halving. This is not how the market works. I'm a little bit concerned that we may get front run, i.e. it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If everyone is planning to sell in May, some people are going to sell before May. So some people sell in April. The smart money start to take profits in February, March because they want to front run. Everyone tries to front run each other, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And you just see this gradual profit taking going down, right? Nasdaq's fallen off a cliff. Video coming soon. Smart money are selling long holds to buy meme coins. Very alarming when they do that. They were selling their long holds like Render to go and buy these degenerate meme coins. So even the smart money were frothing at the mouth for the euphoria and for the FOMO. And smart money stablecoin balances reached an all-time low. So isn't this interesting? They reached an all-time low, and they recently reached an all-time low again. So the same thing is happening in terms of the smart money stablecoins. Now this chart is very important because nobody's really looking at this. Okay, no, this is incredibly expensive. Not many people can afford it, and I don't really see many people looking at this data, and it's absolutely phenomenal. We can see when the smart money are literally taking profits and getting out of the market. This is not just small fish, guys. This is billions, tens of billions of dollars that is being sold off. And here we can see we bottomed. This is roughly when we took profits, or we took profits around this sort of region. We came up, and then we bought back into the market around August. We could see smart money were deploying back in. and the market continued to rally, and now we hit a bottom. So we almost hit like this double bottom on the stablecoin balances, and here we can see we're going back into profit taking phase. Okay, so it's all happening very, very similar to how it happened in the last pullback. It's just a little bit sooner, which I expected, right? This is why I said in my last video, I said a lot of people missed that March sell that we done last cycle. And I said this in the video, so go back and watch it if you missed it. I said a lot of people missed that March sell that we took and ended up missing out on a lot of the altcoins, and that causes PTSD. And a lot of people would have said, you know what, I'm not sitting here waiting until April, May next cycle. I'm actually going to take profits slightly earlier, and it gets front run. Okay. So what else did we put here? We had BTC has not had a real pullback since 39k. I'm going to talk about that. Actually, let's talk about that now. So I was basically saying BTC has not had a real pullback since 39k, or you could even say 25k. And what I meant by that is look at this absolute huge rally we had on BTC with no pullback. Okay, things don't just go up in a straight line. A lot of people made colossal amounts of money. We were buying down here in the bear market, and a lot of people made a lot of money up on this move. Okay, so it went from 16k to 70,000, and people were putting in millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars down here. So to make, you know, $3 or $4 billion in a very short amount of time, people are going to take profits off the table, guys. Even if they know Bitcoin, or they expect Bitcoin to go up to 100k, 150k, of course they're going to take some profits off the table. And that's why we get these corrections and cool downs and pullbacks. Okay, and then this is where we bought back in when we came back down to our support level. And where are we now, guys? We're in exactly the same situation. We just had this massive move to the upside. Okay, massive move to the upside. Things don't just go like this. Okay, they don't just go up in a straight line. We have cool downs, we have pullbacks. Now, how interesting is this? Our support line here, very similar to what we had last cycle, actually would line up with the retest of the previous all-time high, so around 72k. I'll say 74k, 75k, because it may get front run, just like we sold. We tried to front run the market. Some people try to front run the buys when you actually see the capitulation and the crash, because a lot of people, believe it or not, will not flip bearish until we get down here. Most of the market will be bearish. You know, we just looked at a lot of the bullishness that was in the market when we were taking profits. A lot of people in the space will be giving up, calling for a bear market when we get down to these levels, just as we were buying down here, right? So this is all lining up too well for me to ignore this chart. I am expecting a pullback to sort of this kind of level, and then a push back to the upside. And it's going to look very similar to this, guys, right? It makes sense. It's going to look very similar to this. Now, if this move plays out, right, let's say we call this, we take profits on the shorts, it pushes to the upside, and this is going to be a massive area of resistance. Whenever we tap this top line, it's going to be a massive area of resistance because it was the top last cycle as well. Okay, it was the literal top. And a lot of people are going to be looking at this, and what happens when a lot of people are looking at a chart, sometimes it becomes again a self-fulfilling prophecy and it plays out. This would take us to somewhere between 120k and 125k. It's what a lot of people are expecting or hoping for. Now that's my bull case, okay? That's my bull case, and if that plays out, we would make an absolute colossal amount of money, okay? Because then we would go back into a bear market. And if I took short positions here with even a decent amount, even a small amount of leverage, you're going to make life-changing money on the way down. That's my bull case. I mean, bear case, look, bull run is over and we go down. I don't think that's going to happen, especially with strategic reserve that they're working on, especially with all this bullish policy and regulation that's coming. I do not think we're going into a fully blown bear market right now. Maybe altcoins struggle, which is a whole nother video I could do because they have detached from Bitcoin. We didn't see altcoins rally up like this. When we started taking profits on render here, it was like render was like $12.30. Render up here was like $5, $6, $7. Okay, we didn't see that explosive move in altcoins that we saw on BTC. So we can clearly see that altcoins have started to detach. Hey, maybe that's because dilution. Maybe that's because we have 3 million altcoins now, and last cycle we had 3,000. There is like maybe 20 different reasons that you could say that we've not had that explosive move. We did have an explosive move in altcoins back here, and I feel like everyone is kind of understanding now that this time is different with altcoins, and we're not seeing those explosive moves anymore. So really, really interesting chart, and I think we are getting rejected here. I think we are going to see some more downside. I mean, President Trump, Eric, BlackRock, pretty much the entire space, most top KOLs have been really shilling and pushing BTC, and it's still sitting at 95k. Okay, so when you have all of these news events, everything under the sun, and BTC is still rejecting and going down, and Ethereum, no one's even bidding Ethereum at 3k after Eric said, hey, I think it's a good time to buy Ethereum, right? After President Trump's own crypto company is buying Ethereum, we're still having a cool down and a correction. It feels like the smart money are taking profits off the table, and everybody is waiting for this cool down. Of course, why would you hold into selling may go away? It's getting closer and closer. Historically, it's an area where you have a pullback, right? What happened last time? Selling may go away, pullback, cool down, into rally. Selling may go away is approaching, pullback, cool down, into rally, and then eventually end of bull run, right? That's kind of what I'm looking at right now for the next few plays. Okay, so we've talked about this just now. This is where we took profits, cool down. This is just in a more zoomed out area range. Multiple different levels here. This yellow line is selling may go away, so I'm expecting us to sell off into selling may go away. Okay, so I'm expecting us to sell off into selling may go away. Then the latecomers probably start to capitulate down here, and then I think we're going to see some really, this blue line, because it was a previous touch point here, it was a previous touch point here, I think it's going to be a main area of support. So this is where I plan to take profits on a lot of my short positions, including my altcoins and BTC, Ethereum, and this is where I would be looking to accumulate and take long positions, okay, with a stop loss potentially just below this support line. This is where I'll be looking to flip into the end of the bull. Now, I've done this green line as the end of the bull run. Historically, this is kind of where the bull run ends. Could it go either way? Absolutely. But I would be very surprised if we just came down here with all of this bullish policy and regulation change. I would expect us to push up like this, and then we enter the end of the bull run, and that's where I'm going to be looking for my really big short positions. What else we need to look at here? So obviously we've talked about this where I was selling my crypto. This is a post I done on Twitter on the 8th of January. So I said, sorry guys, seeing some real big red flags on chain. Took some more profits. Well, I took all the profits on my render long. No one went broke taking profits. If the data changes, I change. I'm not a perma bull. So again, a lot of people call me a flip flop, guys. If I am going to flip flop when I'm trading, right? This isn't my long. I got in the bull run since 2022, right? The bear market finished around 2022. It's 2025, guys. I've been in the space a long time. A lot of my portfolio holds done 10x's, 20x's, 30x's. Of course, I'm going to take some profits off the table. I mean, render done a 30x. So if you put 10k in the bear market with us, you made $300,000 from 10k in 2 years. Okay, it's a lot of money. Casper 25x. If you put 10k into Casper in the bear market with us, you made 250k. This is not small money, right? This is why I'm taking profits off the table. Render. So here you can see $7.68. I took profits. I made around $23,000. This was the August long. So you know when I said we bought back in August. So I longed it at 463 and I made 23k on that. So nice gains. And again, if I hadn't, I would have got liquidated if I hadn't have flip-flopped. Okay, so people call me a flip-flop, but instead of getting liquidated, I actually still have $23,000 to my name. So yes, if the data changes, I will flip-flop, okay? I will change my position from bullish to bearish. Just like if we got an altcoin a strategic reserve approved, I would flip bullish, okay? I would flip bullish because that's the kind of sentiment that we'd need for us to lift up and take the market up, but we don't see that right now. This is what I'm waiting for. So this was back in August when I flipped. So obviously I took profits around March, April, and then in August, we came down to that BTC support that I was talking about. We came down here. So August, September, we came down to these levels, and this is where I flipped. And I posted saying, my bags are packed, but I feel like the market is starting to shift with Iran in ceasefire talks. So when you get an end to wars or a cool down in wars, there's often a lot of more money comes in to the markets. It's better for markets. Trump doing better in the polls. So we were hoping for Trump to win the election, obviously bullish for crypto. We took long positions, made around $200,000 on those long positions. Plus our buys absolutely rallied as well. SUI, we got SUI at 0.85. It went up to like $5. took profits on SUI, so sold my SUI, shorted SUI when we got the sell signal from the SMC bot. Again, that absolutely printed. So made a killing on some of these plays. Fed revised jobs by 1 million. Election uncertainty about to end. So when election uncertainty ends, historically you do tend to get pumps in the market. Stock market continue an uptrend. Gold pushing all-time high. It's still pushing all-time high now. 4-year cycle bull run edging closer. So we're moving deeper and deeper into the bull run. Bear in mind, Bitcoin was around 50k here. I think it was like 52k and it went up to 110k. So it literally doubled in price. Bitcoin, even a low risk asset like Bitcoin, doubled in price after I posted this. BlackRock continued to accumulate. My bags are packed. I'm scooping some bits I don't have. If they weren't packed or I was new, these are the long-term holds that I would be, these are the tokens that I'd be looking to accumulate. I think Ondo was in there as well. Ondo went crazy. Okay, so these are my short positions that I'm in at the moment. So obviously I took profits on those shorts where the market just completely capitulated. So I made around 150k in like a week, guys. It's a lot of money to me. I know it might not be a lot of money to some of you guys, but it's a lot of money to me, 150k. If I can do that a couple of times, it's literally a house, guys. And I think that this other trade might potentially return that as well. So I'm in the shorts. Fartcoin, Fartcoin is just it's a crappy meme coin. I can see on chain that a lot of the smart money are taking profits, so I'm shorting Fartcoin. Solana, I'm started shorting Solana. Obviously, you guys know I posted that video around $250. So I've been doing a few different shorts on Solana. Hype, I'm selling Hype. Amazingly, Hype is around $23 billion market cap, and it's doing less volume than Fartcoin. So it just seems overvalued for me right now, especially as we get closer to selling may go away. I think a lot of these 23 billion FDV size projects have a long way to come down, right? That could easily come down to 8 billion FDV into selling may go away. Hey, maybe even worse. I think this is in a lot more profits now, actually, this trade. Ethereum, I'm shorting ETH, that's 43% in profits. XRP, obviously I'm XRP. You don't even need to tell me that to get bearish on that. The chart is absolutely scary just looking at that. So I'm staying in my XRP short, well into selling may go away. BTC I'm shorting. Now BTC 91% profit, so that's pretty good. I've taken a little bit off the table off of some of these trades, by the way, guys. BTC is very risky because yes, I think altcoins are going to absolutely collapse as we go into selling may go away, but BTC has a lot going for it. Okay, potential strategic reserve coming, policy, legislation, banks. This is a very difficult one, and I would never hold on to this for dear life because this could absolutely skyrocket at any point. Yes, I do think it's going to come down to 80k, 70k, somewhere around those regions. And I am going to take profits as we come down because no one can predict where the bottom's going to be, right? Even though we have an idea, I have a strategy for either outcome. BTC is a risky one. It's incredibly dangerous to short it. But we were at resistance. We're going into selling may go away. Usually you're going to see some profit taken. People were saying when altcoin season, guys, we had a massive altcoin season. If you weren't taking profits off the table, you're going to learn the hard way, okay? And it's not the end. I know some of you might have lost a lot of money. I know some of you, even when I was selling my portfolio a few weeks ago, people were calling me crazy. They were saying, you know, I'm making a big mistake. I messed up. And I'm not going to call you out in the comments, but you go on the video, there's tons of comments saying you sold the bottom, congrats. And this is normal, right? This is human psychology. Most humans get the most bullish here when things are going to the upside. So when we've been taking profits, most people are bullish, and then most people get bearish when you actually come down here. When you come back down to support, when you're supposed to get bullish, this is where most people get bearish, and a lot of retail actually capitulate here, sell their altcoins, the smart money come back in, and then the smart money buy off everyone. And again, everyone gets bullish back up here when you go back into all-time highs. The cycle repeats, right? It's human psychology. So you have to understand yourself. You have to understand your greed. People want more and more. Hey, I've just made a 10x. Well, if I just get if this token just does another 2x, I'm gonna, instead of having 10k, I'm then gonna have 20k. Okay. And this happens time and time again, and then the project starts to crash, so their 10k now goes to 5k, so they're down 50%, and they start thinking, oh, you almost had 20k, I'm just going to hold now, and then it goes down and they're sitting on 2.5k, and their 10k is now worth 2.5k, and now they are praying that the bear market, the bull run, is not over. Okay, so this is how human psychology works, and if we can understand how psychology works, we know what to do. We know our basic principles are to sell when we see greed in the markets, when we see everyone is euphoric and everyone's calling for higher. We see the smart money are taking profits on chain. We can see that the insiders are taking profits on chain. Volumes are dropping off. There is so many different indicators that we have that can tell us, including our SMC bot, right? Our SMC bot is absolutely phenomenal. We literally, I copied this on Sui. So if we go to Sui, man, look at Sui, guys. We nailed this. We literally bought the bottom and shorted the top. Sui, and let's go to the daily on Sui. Okay, so let's go. No, not Sui, mate. Relax yourself. So let's go Sui USDT. Let's turn on our SMC bot. It snaps to the grid, by the way. So whatever token you're looking at, it just snaps to it. So we took this buy signal down here at 0.85, and it went all the way up to $5.30. This is where I took profits. We had a sell signal from the SMC bot, but I was talking about this for quite a while. I was saying, guys, these are long positions. So when we bounce off these levels, these are where I would enter longs. As soon as we break below, it's time to short. Okay, so this is support on the way up. This green line here acts as support on the way up on the SMC bot. When you flip this, it's bearish. Okay, and you usually come back and retest. Look at this, guys, perfect. If you missed that short entry, you had your retest, and then it normally tanks after that retest. And look, it absolutely tanked all the way down to $2.40. So it came down over 50% in a very short amount of time. We absolutely printed. And look at this. What happens when you do these wicks to the downside? You usually get retail goes short at the bottom, they get liquidated, they push the price back up, and then you come down and revisit. Okay, it's very rare that you don't get a retest. So this is going to be an interesting level. Okay, this retest is going to be an interesting level, and a double bottom retest, I'd be an idiot not to take a long position with a small short loss, a stop loss just below. I'd be an idiot. It's a double bottom. It often happens more times than not. It's also our previous support now. Okay, so previous resistance. What happens when you break through? It flips into support. I'd be an absolute idiot not to long Sui, and it's a big psychological number, right? It's around the 250 range, 236, 250, wherever you want to take it. It's very rare that you don't come down and retest these levels. So this is definitely where I would be another position to take profits on my short positions, and I would look for a bounce here. The problem is we're going into selling may go away. Okay, so I won't be surprised if we do get a bounce here. So if we do get a small short-term bounce here, this is going to be February. This is going to take us into February. The SMC bot's going to roll over like this. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a rejection off the SMC bot and we potentially come down to lower prices. I do think we're going to have to get through that sell in May period, guys, before we see any sort of massive rally. Now, sell in May came from stocks. It's not a crypto thing, right? I don't know if any of you are tracking stocks or follow the stock market, but it's very important because crypto still follows tech stocks. Yes, it's kind of breaking away a little bit, but historically, stock market goes down, crypto tends to go down, and sell in May in stocks happens a lot later than crypto. We don't see it get front run as much, but we might see a massive sell-off in stocks in April. Maybe March, if it gets front run. I think we might see a big sell-off in March, but April, May, I expect to be extremely bearish in that sell in May go away period, which might really carry over into crypto. And hey, could we come down to these levels? Absolutely, guys. We could come down to these levels in a cool down. And the lower we come, the harder it's going to be to get back to those all-time highs. And this would probably be a massive area for profit taking, okay? Like a massive double top, a massive M-pan is something that I'd be looking at, okay? So that's it on Sui. Where did we get up to? So we took profits on render. We had a bull run. I mean, 56x, guys. It's crazy money, right? It's crazy money. A 56x. That's 10k to over $500,000 in a very short amount of time. 10k to $500,000. You know, even 1k to $56,000. That's a bull run. You don't need more than that, right? A lot of people were saying Brett to $1, Brett to $1. I was saying, guys, we've made an absolute killing on this. Pigs get slaughtered, right? Greedy pigs get slaughtered, and that's what we've seen in this market over the last few weeks. Very little profit taking, too many buy the dips, everyone buying the dips. You know, imagine buying the dip here, here. When do you stop buying the dip? Okay, when do you stop buying the dip? There is a time to buy the dip, and going into selling may go away. It's not for me, right? Maybe if sentiment changes, maybe if we come down to support. I tend to buy when we come down to support. So I took profits on some of my altcoins here, or most of my portfolio. I took profits here. I said I'm going to buy back altcoins here, and I did, right? This is exactly where we bought back into the market. Altcoins tend to go up with BTC. We didn't see it as much here. We did see some rallies. Sui still went from, you know, nearly $1 to $5. Okay, we did see some rallies. Render doubled in price. Ondo done a 3x. We saw some rallies. It was just a bit feeble. Now, the best place, in my opinion, to buy again is when we come back down to support, right? When we come back down to support on BTC, that's usually when we're going to see altcoins bounce, and we're going to see an altcoin bottom. And if we do come down to these levels, altcoins are going to get decimated. You think they've been decimated as it stands, things are going to be down 90%. If you look at a lot of the altcoins we sold back here, so I took 30% on my low risk portfolio, but I sold 100% a lot of my high risk altcoins. A lot of them are down 95%. Okay, a lot of them are still down 95%. And don't be surprised if a lot of these meme coins, some of them are down 70%, some of them are down 80%. If we do get a pullback in BTC, do not be surprised if some of those meme coins are down 95%. And that's where I would look to snipe. Okay, so I'm kind of early or skip. Am I going to get an entry at BTC support? Is BTC going to be at support here? Yes. Okay, altcoins are down 70, 90, 95%. Okay, perfect. We're at support. Massive discount. Everyone's getting bearish on social media. Smart money are starting to buy back in. I'm looking for all the signs to accumulate, and I don't see those signs right now. All I see is froth, FOMO, hopium, so much hope. Buy the dip. This is the bottom, and we still haven't seen the correction on BTC. Another thing I'll say about BTC is look how many times we've tested this, guys, and this is on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Look how many times we've tested this level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, this is going to be the 9th, maybe 10th time that we're going to test this level. And can you see this pattern playing out here? We get like this M pattern playing out, and these are bearish patterns, right? If you break below this level, it can really tank to the downside. Not only that, it's going to line up with this support line here. We've got way too many signs that we're going to see some downside. The more times you test a level, guys, the weaker it becomes. Okay, it's like a door. You bang on the door, you bang on the door, you bang on the door. If you bang enough times, you crash to the downside. And this would bring us to the 77k range. We have a little bit of support here, but it doesn't make sense to bounce here, right? It would make more sense to come down to 72k range. This pattern is playing out on a lot of charts. It's not just BTC. It's playing out on a lot of charts, guys. So USDT. CDM pattern playing out here on Solana. Push to the upside, down, double top, another double top, down to support. If we break this level, this is going to be horrific, by the way, so brace yourselves. But a lot of people are going to call me crazy, but look at the confluence with this as well. This would bring us down to $110, back to our previous support line. I would be very cautious when TA actually lines up with support lines. So when you get these M patterns and the technical target lines up with the actual support line, a massive support line here, be very cautious. Now look at the spikes off this level. When we came down to this level, huge move to the upside, huge move to the upside, huge move to the upside. If we push down here, a lot of people are not expecting this. This would blow people away, right? A lot of people have hope now. That hope would be gone, and a lot of people would be calling for a bear market. This is where I would flip quite bullish, okay? And I would take long positions, I would accumulate, because to come down from $300 to 110 would be a massive capitulation. It would wreck a lot of long trades. It would wreck a lot of the market, and we would see extreme fear for sure. And that would be a massive move down, and then the banks, the institutions, BlackRock, if there's going to be a Solana ETF, what a time for them guys to scoop, okay? So don't forget, they want cheaper tokens too, right? Nobody wants a crash in crypto. Those guys do want a crash in crypto, especially those who have been sitting on the outside waiting for a pullback. Everything's lining up. Could we bounce here? That's the bear case. Don't forget, I am leaning bearish. I've got enough reasons to lean bearish. The bull case is we bounce here, we push back up into all-time highs, right? That is the bull case. And look, it would be a W breakout, so the target would still be the same for the upside. So the W breakout, this is my plan B. I'm leaning for plan A, which is more downside. The target for that would be $325. Okay, so that would be the bull case. What else do we have here? Okay, so we've talked about the shorts I'm in, the bull run. Okay, so what did I post here? So this is the post. We literally front ran the smart money. So 29th of January. Okay, I said red alert. So this popped up on the smart money, and this is when the smart money are starting to sell aggressively. We saw Pantera, loads of institutions started to sell a lot of their Lido, a lot of their Ondo. And we saw aggressive smart money, so we actually started to sell just before this massive spike. So we kind of front run that. Here's one of my short positions. Look, I forgot I shorted Altcoin twice. We shorted at 110. It came down to $65, guys. Sorry, 65 cents. Absolutely insane. This is my Patreon. Look, it's just absolutely exploding, guys, and it's for a reason. You know, I'm not saying we're going to be right all the time, but we've been calling some of these pivot points so well. When most of the space is bullish, you know, we've been taking profits, and when most of them are bearish, we've been nailing some of these swings. You know, this is why we just keep scaling up and scaling up. More people are finding out about us and jumping in. So if you want to jump in, get involved with us. It's not a huge amount. It's like $30 a month or something. And you can leave whenever you want. It's not a yearly sign up. You can come and go whenever you want. If it's not for you, you can leave. But as you see, many people come and stay. Some guys have been in there for 3 years, so big up to you guys. Big up Big Licks. He's just hit the 3-year mark. Okay, so what else do we have here? I don't sell my long-term portfolio very often, so a lot of people call me a flip-flop. I've actually only sold my long-term portfolio twice, so March 24, January 25. Both of them have for now been local tops. Started selling render at 12.30. It's now 4.20, maybe even lower, guys, and it might even be $3 or $2 in the next couple of months. A few weeks ago I sold Solana at 250. I think today it's 190. I think Solana is 193. We sold at 250. So we're doing really well so far. Look, am I here to just brag and show off? Absolutely. Why else would I have a YouTube channel? No, I'm just showing you guys because, again, there's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of fakers in this space who say, I called this at that price and I took profits. Well, show us the data. Show us your Discord posts, right? Show us the proof. Took some profits on Trump, made a killing. So we got into Trump early. We were in this within the first 8 hours. No, maybe even less. Yeah, I think we were in this within the first 8 hours. Took massive long positions. It was a no-brainer. Donald Trump's own meme coin, obviously it was going to rally. What happens after you have rallies? You usually get a sell-off or a pullback. And I even said, if you see another meme coin launched by the Trump family, I'm going to sell and short. And as soon as that came out, took profits, started to short Melania. I think we've done like a 5x, maybe more on Melania. And it just paid off, and I actually went and bought a Rolex. So sometimes, guys, it can be dangerous having a lot of money in crypto sometimes, especially as you're going into the bear market. Like, I wanted to get property, real estate, I wanted to get Rolex, I wanted to get a motorbike. I've done all those things. I don't want to come out of this market just completely gambling because it can suck the life out of you. So it's always good to take some of the profits off the table, put it into the real world, maybe go and get some real estate. What was your dream? What was your focus, right? If you got in with the bear market with us, you should have made some serious gains if you've been taking profits. What was your dream, right? Don't be greedy. Don't try and want more. Take some off the table. And when you go into the bear market, you're not, even if you didn't sell the top, or hey, let's say you gave away 25% or 50% of your gains because you held on too long, at least you have some real world assets to show for the market, right? If we're not taking it out and enjoying the money, it's just going to sit in these wallets, and we're going to be sucked into these trades, and we're going to be sucked into these altcoins, and we're going to be sucked into these meme coins. The market is amazing at extracting liquidity out of you. Okay, so it's always important to to take some profits off of the table. No one went broke taking profits. Solana update. So here's where we bought. You can see my Discord post back in 2023. I want to have a big bag of SOL for the bull run. It's a contender against ETH. It's down 10x from its all-time high, and we actually ended up making 10x, right? So we bought down here, took profits off the table. Here's where I posted to say I'm taking profits. Sell alert, Solana, 190, lovely gains. Been riding it all the way up. So I didn't swing trade. People call me flip-flop. I did not swing trade this all the way up, guys, to 190, and I took some profits here. And I just took some profits here back in January, okay, at around $250. So TP1 done, TP2 done. I have one last take profits, and you know where I'm planning to take that. I've literally just told you guys on that BTC chart where I'm planning to take that, okay? What else do we have here? I think we're almost done. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and don't forget to follow my X account so you don't lose the channel, okay? If you don't want to lose the channel if we go missing, follow the X account so you can stay up to date with all of our latest content. I think that's pretty much it. I think we've pretty much covered everything. Oh, here's Pepe. So didn't quite sell the peak I wanted to, but 10x gains, can't cry about it. On-chain data became very concerning. So I saw a lot of the insiders and whales who had been holding with us since down here. As you know, we track them all on chain. They started to take a lot of profits off the table, and that was a red alert for me. This was another sign that I talked about on my why I'm selling my crypto portfolio. And I posted a sell alert. Here you can see my buy alert for Pepe back down here. And a 10x is a lot. It depends what you're trading with, right? That's $1,000 to $10,000. That's $10,000 to $100,000, and $100,000 to $1 million. Right, next cycle I want to have 100k in some assets, and I am going to sell everything at 10x, right? And no matter what happens in the market, 10x is a lot of money, right? 100k to $1 million, guys, in 2 years is insane. So yeah, here you can see where I took profits. Some people are laughing because they thought I was making a massive mistake. It's okay. I've been in the space long enough. I can take it. You can call me paper hands. You can call me what you want. Where is Pepe today? Because it was coming down. It came all the way down to our weekly. Let's see where Pepe is today. What am I doing? Pepe USDT. Pepe. So for the month, just absolutely decimated, guys. Absolutely decimated. Not looking good, man. It's not looking good. And now a lot of people say this is where you should get bullish. Some of these charts are coming below the previous supports, guys. They're coming below. There's a lot of charts that are looking bear market territory. I mean, Render, I was max bullish on Render. I don't even know how I managed to take profits on Render, because I was so bullish on Render and Casper. And the important thing is to not get married to your bags. You can really fall in love with some of these companies to the point where you hold it all the way down. And look at this, man. We're not even bouncing off this support here at $4.40. We're starting to close below. You don't want to see a weekly close below on Render. A weekly close below this level, man, the next level would be, you're looking at like $150 range. 150, man. And we were taking profits at 12.30. It's sickening. And then if it comes down to 150, it's so hard to get back to these levels. It's so hard to get back because you've got resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, right? It's just endless resistance, and you tend to not be able to push back through all of that because the liquidity is just not there, right? This was our last real hope, but for a bounce like this, I mean, this could still play out because this would take us into September. This could take us into summer. And then this would be probably my last DCA out for another double top, for some sort of double top, okay? So some sort of massive M pattern, like this. It could still play out. It could still play out. The only problem is we're getting closer to selling may go away. What the bulls do have on their side is that the RSI is oversold. But the RSI was oversold here for ages too, right? And it just kept coming down, 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 down. So don't just go by the RSI. It's a very dangerous indicator. I would use the RSI with 10 other 10 other indicators. But it's a very dangerous indicator if you're just trading off the RSI. We do have a green bottoms indicator, which is good. But look how long the green indicator bottom went off for. Okay, so maybe we want to just chill. Just chill. Okay, just chill, see what happens. See if the weekly closes below. If it closes below, it's very bearish, guys, because you'll probably get a retest of this, and then it's massive resistance. And then you get a horrible period into selling may go away, and then you want to see buy signals. Okay, then I want to see smart money buying, then I want to see institutions buying, and then I want to see Bitcoin bouncing. You know, I want to see Bitcoin finding a support around this kind of range for a pullback. That's it for now, guys. Big ups for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to jump in with us, go to the Twitter account. You can see a link here where to join and get stuck in. Until then, I will catch you in the next one.